In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a beautiful and high converting landing page inside WordPress. Now, landing pages are great when you're trying to get your users to perform a specific action. For example, signing up to your email list, getting them to purchase an ebook or a lead magnet, or getting them to sign up for a specific workshop, a webinar, a coaching call, or anything like that. And all of that can be done right inside WordPress. Now, traditionally, creating landing pages has always been difficult, complicated, and you need some coding skills or design skills. But in today's video, I'm going to show you how to exactly create beautiful, high converting landing pages without having any of those skills. We're going to be using a beautiful, fantastic product, which is a page builder plugin for WordPress, which is called SeedProd. You see it right here. We're going to use this product to create some amazing landing pages on your website directly. Now, this is a premium or a freemium product. That means there is a free version of the product, and the landing pages capability that you want to build is everything available in the free version. If you want to just build landing pages, you can go to the WordPress repository. This is the plugin. I'm going to show you how to install that. But there's a premium version which gives you even more functionality. So if you think apart from landing pages, you'll use any of these functionalities, you can go to the website seedprod.com, check out the features, pricing, and then use the pro version. I'm going to be using the pro version so I can demonstrate some of the other capabilities this plugin has apart from the landing page capabilities. And once you, let's say, decide to make a purchase, you'll automatically be creating an account while making a payment, and then you'll go into your account or download section inside your account and then download the latest version of the plugin, which will be a zip file, and also copy your license key, both of which will be required to activate the pro version. But if you're just using the free version, you don't need to do any of that. I already have the plugin file downloaded. So let's say I'm inside my website already. If you're using the free version, you can go into plugins, go into add new, and inside the add new search options right here, you can search for SeedProd, and then once the SeedProd plugin, don't just make sure it looks like this. Once it appears, you can install the plugin and activate it, and the rest of the video will be similar to you or similar for you. You can just follow along. And if you just have purchased the pro version like me, you can just upload the zip file that you just downloaded from the website. So I'll click upload plugin, and I already have the zip file here. So I'll just drag and drop it here and click install now. And the plugin is now installed. Let's also activate it. And since I already have the license key for the pro version, I'll just enter my license key and it'll be activated. Let's verify the key as well. And now the pro version is activated. Now you'll see the SeedProd menu appear here, and there's tons of functionality inside the plugin. As I said, you have the theme builder capabilities, you have subscribers, pop-ups, and a lot of different options. But in this particular video, I'm just going to focus on the landing page functionality, and everything is available in the free version, as I already said. So I'll click the landing pages section here, and you can create coming soon pages, you can create maintenance mode pages, login pages, and 404 pages as well. But I'm just trying to create a standalone landing page. So in this particular case, what I'm going to do is just scroll down and click this add new landing page button here, and this will give me option to import an existing pre-designed landing page. Now SeedProd comes with a bunch of landing pages already designed for you, which you can filter, you can search for, you can favorite, all that good stuff. Now there are some filters already present here. So let's say if I'm trying to get a sales page going, so I'll just click on sales, and only the sales pages will show up. Now some of these might not be available in the free version, but you will get a preview of the page itself. For example, if I'm trying to sell a webinar, I can click the webinar, and then I'll have all these options here to understand, hey, this is how I can promote my webinar. Same thing for the lead squeeze page. And if you're trying to create a thank you page as well, that is also available. So just looking at all these landing pages, if you want to just check out some details of the page, what you can do is just click the magnifying icon here, and this will open up a full screen preview of how the page is going to look like. So let's say I'm looking at this. It does look interesting, but let's say I want a more longer, more detailed page. So I can go to some other page. Let's say I just choose this one. I'll click the magnifying icon once again, and this will give me a preview of how the page looks like. And let's say I want to choose this specific template. I'm going to choose this template, and it'll give me option of naming the page. So I'm going to name the page webinar, because that's what I'm trying to do here. And I'll click save and start editing the page. Now this will open up the interface where you'll be able to edit the page completely. Now the interface is very simple, but let me just explain some of the things here. This is where the live preview of the page is, and this is where all the elements that you can add to the page. Now if you have no experience with page builders, think of them as working like Legos. You can take individual blocks, widgets, elements, just place them on the page anywhere, and then customize them. Just to give you an example, without actually adding some elements, let me just push this to the side by clicking this arrow here. This is what your page looks like. Everything that you see, everything you can hover on is editable when you see a border here. For example, if I want to change the headline, all I have to do is click here, and since I have this tucked to the side. Let me just open this up once again. So once I click an element, the properties of that element will open up right here. Now if I want to go back to the widget area or the block section, I'll just click here. It'll take me back to the blocks. But let's say if I want to change the this headline, join us for upcoming 1-hour free Amazon business training. So instead of making this headline this big, I'll just make it shorter. I'll click here, and inside the text option here, I'll just type in join us for our upcoming webinar. Simple. Now this is not a great headline, but I'm just giving an example of what you can do simply by just clicking and changing things. Similarly, if I want to change the headline here, I can click it and just change it here. I can do this and change here. If I want to change the text on the button, similarly, I'll just click on the button and I'll say register now, limited seats. So I'll just change this to. So this is how you change the text anywhere on the screen. You just click on the element and then you just change it. If you want to also change the typography, you also have actually complete control over that. So let's say I want to change the typography of the text on the button. I can go into the advanced section, and usually the first option is typography. So right now you see there's tons of options open, but if I want to just change the font size and the font use, which is typography, I'll click the edit button here and it'll open up what font is being used on the button. I can click here and choose any of these fonts. So many different fonts to choose from. So let's say I choose the forum font. Instantly you see this is a font actually replaced in real time. This doesn't look great on the button, so I'm going to find something else. Let's say this one. This also does not look good. So I'll just choose a different font. Let's say this one. Let's say this one looks good, but I want to make the font a little bigger. So I can just go here and make the font a little bigger. And now I can also make it bold. I can also make it underlined, and I can also left line it or right line it. Of course, the center alignment looks best on a button. And now the button has a different look. Let me just disable the underline here. And this is how easy everything is when you're editing with SeedProd. Just click on a specific element. You'll have all the properties here. This is where you'll change what appears or the text, and this is where you go and change the styles. And this goes for images and all the other elements as well. For example, you see this is actually an image. So if I click on this image, the properties for the image will open up. Right now, this image which says, hey, watch video, actually links out to another YouTube link. So this is right here. So let's say I don't want to have this as a image which links out to your YouTube video. I want to actually embed a video here. So what I can do is just delete this element. It's also very easy. Just hover over the element and just go here and click the delete block button, and you can delete this entirely. Now this is the empty space which I want to fill with a video. So I'll go here. I'll search for video, and this will give me a video block that I can add to the page. And adding blocks to or widgets to a page is actually very easy. Just drag and drop it. So I'll just click and hold my mouse. I'll drag it to this section. And let me just, okay, yeah, got it. So you have to pick the right position where you want to add the block. Otherwise you might be by mistake adding the block to some other element or some other position on the page. So once I've let go, now I have this demo video already added here. So once again, I want to change what video is embedded. I'll click here, and this will give me all the details of what kind of video I can embed. So then since this is a YouTube video, you can also choose a custom video. Let's say if you have a custom video player, but let's say your video that you're trying to embed is on YouTube, you can choose the YouTube option, and then you can change the width, alignment, all the other options, and you can also change the URL of the video which will be embedded. So you have a video URL, go to YouTube, copy it and paste it, and that will be the video that will be embedded here. So this is how easy it is to make these changes. Apart from this, let's say you're making changes, adding elements, you make a mistake, there's undo and redo options. So you can make last change. For example, if I click here, you'll see the video actually goes away. I'll click redo, the video will actually come back. So if you make any mistakes, that's completely all right. You can always go back and make those changes. You also have a revision history. So anytime changes are saved, you can go here and see all these revisions that happen. For example, if I click save here, you'll see probably a revision show up very soon. Apart from this, if you have understanding or if you have trouble understanding the structure of the page, how the page is structured, you also have a beautiful layout navigator here. So you see this button. If you click on this button, this is what will open up. Let me go back here and I'll just click that and go here. So this is the layout navigator. What this shows is how the page is actually structured in a hierarchical way. So page is actually made up of multiple sections. I'll just collapse them so that you can understand how the page is structured. This page is entirely made of 5 sections, and if you hover over the section here, you'll see that section being highlighted on the page itself with a purple outline. That's how you know it's a section. So this is the first section. If I click on this section, you'll see this section, section. And within these sections, we have variety of various elements that are added. So if I click and open just this section, you'll see it's actually a row which contains columns and a headline. And then again, there's a row which contains columns and a divider, and then it's row and then columns. So you see every single element that's been added on the page. And if you want to change things around, you want to move things around, there are actually two ways to do so, which is very simple. So let's say, for example, I'm here and let's say I want to change a couple of these order of these images, or let's say I want to change this headline and I want to make this headline go below the testimonials. So how do I do it? So I can click here, and just once I hover over the element, you see this move icon. So you can drag or click and hold this, and you can drag this just anywhere you like on the page. So if I want to make this or go to this inside this section, I can just click it here. If I want to make it come back to the previous section that I had, I can just click and drag it around, and now it will be added here. If I want to add more sections, then you can just click the button here. And if you want to have multiple columns, you can choose the columns that you want to have. Let's say I want to start with a single column, and now you have a single column here, and you can start adding blocks right here from here, or you can move existing blocks. For example, if I want to just take this block, move it around and take it just below. Oops, let me just pause this and let me undo. I think I made a mistake here. Let me just drag that once again. So apart from this, let's say I want to move stuff around, I can also keep adding more elements. For example, I have tons of different blocks that I can use to create this landing page. And there are a variety of categories of blocks here. Now, some of them might not be available in the free version, but you can have most of the most important blocks in the free version as well. You have all these categories of blocks that you can add to the page. You have the standard blocks, which is the headline, text, list, button, image, video, divider, space, and columns. So you have already seen buttons, images, video, which I already demonstrated. And you also have the advanced blocks. You have payment buttons, you have giveaway, you have alerts, you have contact forms. So you can add tons of different things on the page to make it more, or I say, improve your conversion rates. One of the most key elements that I see on most of the landing pages is a countdown timer. So let's add this countdown timer here on the page. I'll just drag it here, and now you have a beautiful countdown timer also added. Now, if you're trying to create a specific kind of element, I'm just going to give you a demonstration of, let's say there's a something you want to add with a progress bar. So just drag and drop the progress bar anywhere, and now you have progress bar. Click on it, you can make changes right here, and you'll see everything happen in real time. And you can also make changes to the color and everything. That's how easy SeedProd makes it for adding elements and also customizing them. And as you see, there's so many different elements to choose from. You can add testimonials, you can have pricing tables, star ratings. Let me show you one of the key elements of landing page like testimonials, how to add them simply. I'm going to just search for the block testimonials, and you see testimonials right here. I'm going to drag it and add it to the page here, and now this is a testimonial block already added instantly. Let's customize it and add some real testimonials here. I'm going to click on it, and I want to add 3 testimonials in total. Let's say, for example, I'll click on it, and I'll just make sure it's collapsed, and I'll just click one more, and you see automatically as I add testimonials, they are being added in a carousel where users can actually quickly use them or view them. So let's say the first testimonial is by John Smith, and let's say the second one is by Jane Smith. So I'm going to just change it, and how to add the details to a testimonial. So I can just go here, and let's say the first testimonial is, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Let's say that's the testimonial we have, but you can always change this text. Let's also add an image here. So if I want to add an image, I can use or upload an image if I have, or most definitely you will have the image of the person who's giving a testimonial. But just for this example, I'm going to use a stock image. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say type man, and I'm going to search for a man or images of a man. And this is one of the interesting features inside SeedProd. This is a pro feature where you can just search all the free stock websites right here inside SeedProd. You don't have to go to the websites and download those images. So let's say this is the image I want to pick. I'll just click here, and now this is a testimonial automatically created. Let's say John Smith, CEO is the one I'm going for. And if I want to change the second testimonial, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to change my name to Jane Smith. And let's say I say CMO, and testimonial can be something else, testimonial 2. Let's keep the text the same. I'm going to click use stock image. I'm going to search for woman, and I'm going to make the search. And once I have a beautiful image that I think I can use, for example, let's use this image. and I have this testimonial, and I can just scroll through and see these images right here in action. That's how easy it is to add testimonials. And of course, all the different blocks that you have can be used in a similar manner. Just drag and drop, make some changes, and you have everything that you need. I'm going to delete some of these elements so that I don't clutter the page. But again, you can have all these different things added to the page. You can also add forms right here. You can have call to action buttons, which you already have. And if you want to change, let's say, if I want to click this and take them to a registration page, or let's say a payment page, just click on the button and you will have all the details. So you can add a link here. Let's say you have a payment provider, you can add a link here. If you have a separate form page, let's say example, a Google form, just add the link here. So everything you want to do, just click and change the elements. That's how easy everything is inside this landing page builder SeedProd. I'm going to click and close the navigator. And there's some additional, I'd say, more advanced functionalities inside SeedProd as well, which I want to highlight so that you should know that, okay, these features actually exist. One of the things is actually global fonts and colors. So let's say you have multiple landing pages on your site and you don't want to design them from scratch. You have a visual identity for your brand created already. So what you can do is go to the font section in the global settings. Just remember, I'm inside the global settings, and you can define the global fonts that you have. So anytime you create a new landing page, those fonts will be the fonts that will be used on the page. So you won't have to change the fonts over time or every page that you create. Same thing goes for colors as well. If you have a palette of colors defined, just define the colors here. Anytime you create elements, anytime you create new pages, those colors will be changed automatically, or those colors will be used automatically. And if you make any changes to the global colors, everything will be changed on every single page automatically. So let's say you see here, I have the colors for the buttons defined as yellow. So let's say if I create 10 different landing pages, because I have 10 different offers running, and all those pages will have a yellow colored button. So let's say I decide to change the color of my buttons to something else. Now all I have to do is click here and make the change right here, and you see instantly it changes, and every color or every button that is being used, or every button on any landing page, will automatically have this change. Now it does not mean that my buttons have to be a certain color. If I click on the button, I can actually go and change individual colors for the buttons as well. So you still retain control over individual elements, but you can also use global colors, global fonts to make your design process a lot easier. Going back to the global colors and fonts, you also have other options here. You have the background options. So what's the background color like? And also custom CSS. If you have certain skills with CSS, or you have certain CSS code that you want to add to the page, you can also use that. So all that functionality already exists. Just to give you a couple of additional details on how to change background colors and images. So for example, this section is entirely using a red background. If you want to change the background of this specific section, click on the section and you'll see the background color right here. So I'll click here and just change this to something else. Let's say instead of changing the saturation, I'll change the hue here. So let's say I choose this purple color. I'll click close, and now instantly I have a brand new design created. So this is how anything on the page can be customized. I change the background colors, I change the text, I change the typography, I change the image, I deleted an element, added a new element with video. I can move things around, I can change clicks and change button colors, everything. Also global options, I added testimonials. Everything on the page is completely customizable, and that goes for every single landing page. Apart from this, there are additional advanced options I want to show you if you want to use them. So if you go back here, let's say here, and you have these options. So all these options are already clear to you, that you can add blocks and also the global options. But what about actually collecting those emails? There's a connect option which you see right here. When you see this option, you click on this. Now this is a pro feature, so in the free version you might not be able to use it, but let's say you are collecting emails and you want to connect your email service provider. You have this predefined integrations which you can use. So let's say you're using ActiveCampaign. All you have to do is click connect, and you'll have option to connect your account with the webhook or API key, and instantly as you collect emails with any form on your website, it'll be automatically sent to ActiveCampaign or any of the email providers that you have. And you see there's so many different email providers that SeedProd supports. You have ActiveCampaign, Aweber, Campaign Monitor, ConvertKit, Drip, and you also have integrations for Zapier, so you can connect it to virtually any service you like. You also have connections or features for ActiveCampaign or not ActiveCampaign, Google Analytics, and also reCAPTCHA, so that you can prevent spam on your website. And apart from this, you also have some page settings. So if you want to change some settings for your pages, so the title of the page, you can change it right here. The URL of the page, I already set this, you can customize this, and once you want to publish the page, you can actually make it live here, or there's also option here. I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. And you also have additional SEO options. Now many times you might not want to have the page indexed by Google, but in some cases you want. So in that case, you can go to the SEO settings and you'll need to connect or install the all-in-one SEO plugin, because it connects with SeedProd, and this way you'll be able to make any changes to the SEO of this particular page. So you'll be able to define meta tags. Let's say you don't want these pages indexed, you want to make sure the pages are no index. That's all possible. You want to change the meta title, meta description of the page, all that will be possible here. Now, since I'm not installed all-in-one SEO, so I can't demonstrate that to you, but it is entirely possible with SeedProd and all-in-one SEO's perfect integration. You also see analytics here. For that, you'll need to have Monster Insights. I'm not saying this will not go into Google Analytics, but if you want to see analytics and configure specific options here, you need to install Monster Insights. Both of them are free or have free versions, so feel free to install those plugins as well. And also you have complete option for adding scripts. So let's say you're running ads to a landing page and you want to have a conversion tags, Google Pixel, or any kind of additional pixel code, then you have that complete option here. You can add the scripts to a header, inside the body, and also the footer. So landing page can have all the tracking data that it needs for it to be very, very effective. Going back to the design options, I demonstrated all the options here, and always, if you don't like it, you can go back, import a different landing page, or just use some of the other things. And one last feature I want to highlight is that let's say you're designing an entirely new section, and let's say you're not a designer, or you're a designer like me who has no skill. How do you find inspiration to create new elements or new sections? Well, that's where the sections elements come, or section comes into play. So since I have added all these elements, let me just delete those elements, and I'm going to show you how you can use the sections to jumpstart the process of adding new sections to your landing page. So I'll delete all these elements. I'll go to sections, and what sections is predefined sections for your website, and you can use this for inspiration or use them as placeholders or as wireframe, and just import them, and you can instantly just change stuff around. So you see all these sections here. You have hero sections design, you have FAQ sections design, you have heading section design, you have landing page section design, and you can just filter through them all right here. So let's say if I'm going to go to testimonials, I'll just find all these different elements for testimonials, and I'll just choose this one. I'll just click the magnify icon and look at this beautiful looking testimonial section that I have added or is already defined with SeedProd. I'll just choose this section, and it'll be added to the page. And of course, I can customize this, change the image, I can change the text here, change the call to action, change the button, and everything. And now I don't have to design everything from scratch. There's some things I can import and make changes to my page. So just for this example, I'm going to delete this one because my page is actually complete. But let's say I want to add last call to action here. I can just go to button and just take the button element here and drag it to the bottom of the page. And this is the call to action. And I say, hey, register now. And do take note that I changed the button global colors. So instantly, as I added a new button, it's using the new global colors. And I can add the subtext, and I can just add the link here. I can add the size here. Let's say I make it 2x. So now my page is ready. So once you're happy with the design, once you make all sorts of changes to your landing page, and you know for sure this is a great looking page, you can also preview it, or you just save it and make it live. If you want to preview it, you can click the preview button, which will save it and also open the landing page in a new tab, and you can see it right here. Looks great. There's a lot of call to actions, which is very, very important. And also going back, I can just go here and I say publish, and once I publish, I can see the live page or close the page as well. So I'll just open the live page or click the live page, and this is the live page in action. A couple of additional things that you can do. Let's go back, or I'll just go here. Yes. So this is the landing page that we were designing, and this is the final landing page that we have created. Now, a couple of tips for improving conversion rates for your landing page is add multiple call to actions, but have the same call to action. What I mean is the call to action on this page exists here, also exists here, and also exists here, but it's the same call to action. That means all I can do is register for the webinar here. That's one of the great ways of improving your conversion rates, because you don't want your customers to be distracted by giving them multiple ways to actually take action. So include the same action in the call to action. The second is getting rid of unnecessary links and also unnecessary distractions. You notice on this landing page, I have no header, I have no social media icons, I have no place where users can click and actually go to some other page on my site or any other external page except for the call to action. So the goal of a landing page is for users to perform a certain action. And in an extreme example, I say the only thing users should be able to do on your page is either go forward by clicking the call to action or just closing the page. And that's how you make sure that users or your landing pages have high conversion rates. And few of the biggest brands in the world also use this strategy. Even Amazon on their checkout pages disables the link to Amazon's logo in the header so that users cannot actually go back. So this is a great tip to have, that if you have any irrelevant links, for example, I've seen so many landing pages with social media always plastered on them, but that's not the point of the landing page. That's a point for some other page on your website. All right, so I've covered every single feature in SeedProd. I hope you understand the value, why this is so important. And of course, once you've done this, once you've made this live, you can always go back, close this, and you can get multiple landing pages. You see this landing page right here. You can edit, you can notice or see how many subscribers you're getting. You preview it, duplicate it, and you can also always create new ones by just going here and repeating the process, editing the changes, or edit the landing page using or showing or using the features that I just demonstrated. All right, that's it for this video. I hope you understood everything. I hope you learned something new. I hope you're creating or you start creating beautiful and high converting landing pages. If you have any questions, use the comment box below to ask your questions. If you like this video, like it. And if you learn or want to learn more things about WordPress, then you can subscribe to this channel. You're watching Yuvraj from WP Beginner, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.